Good day, guys. My name is Rajin, and I'm here today on behalf of the Johnson Geo Center to present our analysis of bird observation data across Newfoundland and Labrador. And I'm here with,
MD Rayanul Islam Choudhury.
and me and my groupmate Ryan worked with over 308,000 citizen science observation collected through eBird in 2025, spanning 300 distinct species and 11 regions across the province. Our goal was to uncover compelling stories about when, where, and what birds are being observed, stories that your visitor can connect with. Let me start with the infographic. This is designed as a 24 by 36-inch poster for display at the Geo Center. It's built around three questions that ask curious visitor might ask. When does Newfoundland come alive with birds? Where are they being seen? And who actually shows up? Everything uses a constant dark color palette with blue for year-round residents and orange for summer visitors so the viewer can follow that distinction across all three visualizations. The first visualization answers when does NL come alive. This is a stacked area chart showing monthly observation counts broken down species type. The blue area at the bottom represents year-round residents, species seen over during the winter months like November through February. The orange area stacked on top represents summer visitors, species that only appear during the warmer months. The key story here is the dramatic seasonal surge observation peak in June at over 69,000. That's a 8.5 times increase compared to winter months. You can see the orange summer visitor layer is what drives most of that spike, while the resident baseline stays relatively flat. We have annotated the peak directly on the chart with an arrow and included a callout showing the 8.5 times surge factor, so a visitor standing in front of this poster immediately grasps the scale of the seasonal change without needing any explanation. The second visualization answer where the birds being seen. This is a hexagonal density map of the entire province. Each hexagon is colored by the numbers of observation in that area using a log scale from yellow to red. We have overlaid the NL coastline for geographic context and labeled the key locations: St. John's, Corner Brook, Grossmont, Valley, Goose Bay, and St. Anthony. The most striking finding here is the concentration around the Avalon Peninsula. Roughly 53.6% of all observations come from the St. John's area alone. That makes sense. It's the largest population center, so it has the most citizen sign observers, but it's also a useful insight for the Geo Center. Most of your visitors likely come from the Avalon, and they're seeing these same birds in their own backyards. You'll also notice pockets of activity along the west coast near Corner Brook and Grossmont, and sparser coverage in Labrador. The geographic contrast tells a story about both bird habitats and observation distribution. Now I'm gonna go to the third visualization. The third visualization answers who shows up. This is a horizontal bar chart of 30 most frequently observed species, color coded by residency. Blue birds are year-round, orange are summer visitors. The American herring gull leads with around 15,000 observants. A bird every Newfoundland knows well, followed closely by the American crow and American robin. What's striking is how heavily the list is dominated by residents. Dark-eyed juncos, black-capped chickadees, blue jays, and ring-billed gulas all rank in the top 10. The summer visitors only start appearing further down the list. The common tern and northern water thrust are the two that break in top 30, which tells you just how strong the year-round resident presence really is in NL. Each bar is labeled with the exact count so visitor can compare species and class. And now we'll go to the infographic stat strip. At the bottom of the infographic, we have included a summary stat strip that not a visualization, just key numbers: 308, 370 total observations, 300 species, 11 regions, June as the peak month, the 8.5 times seasonal surge, 53.6% in concentration near Avalon, and a split of 208 residents versus 92 summer visitor species. This gives you the visitor a quick reference they can take in even without studying the charts above. Now I'm gonna hand it over to my group mate, and he will go through the dashboard.
Hi, now let me walk through the interactive dashboard. While the infographics tells a fixed story, the dashboard lets the staff and the visitors to explore the data themselves, filtering, comparing, and discovering their own patterns. It ran in web browser and featured three visualization with five interactive controls. So this is the like raw folder for the like py folder for the dashboard. If I run it, it will automatically open in the browser. On the left slide bar, we have like five controls. The first, we have the region drop down. You can select one or multiple region to focus on. For example, selecting the Avalon Peninsula only, or the Avalon Peninsula and the St. George, and like you can also select all and also deselect all. So yeah, so this is how it works. So and we the second there is a like month range slider, so you can narrow the time window, like for example only January, and January to March, February to March, and also like the sliding May to August isolate the summer season. Like if I want to do like for example May to August. August is this one. Yeah, I think August. Yeah, no, it's not August showing. Yeah, and so May to August, so it's only showing the like the summer season. And let's see the which specific dominant during the peak activity. Third, we have the species type radio button, so you can toggle between all species, year-round resident and also the summer visitors. So yeah, this is like all year-round resident and also like the summer visitors. So we can say like here is a spike in the like June, July, and like the kind of flat curve in the winter season for like summer visitors. Fourth, we have like top n species bar chart. Like this, you can adjust it from the 5 to 20 and see more or fewer species in the ranking. So this is like only summer visitor, but if I just all species, if the interesting thing is like if I consider like 10 top 10 species all year round, there is like no species from the summer visitor. But if I go for 20, we can find only one visitor from the summer. That's like common term. And the fifth, there is a map focus on month drop down. This lets you drill into specific month on the geographic map, so you can watch how the special distribution of observation shifts throughout the year. And for example, if I go for January, this is how it will. The three dashboard visualization mirrored the infographics theme but in interactive context. The monthly trend chart responds to all filters. If you select like the summer visitors only, then it will be there is a spike sharply in May and June. And also like species bar chart, they change on the like the interactive dashboard we selected. The species bar chart update dynamically, so filtering a single region often reveals a completely different top 10 than the provincial averages, which could be a fun to discovery for the visitors and from different parts to the province. And the geographic map lets you explore density month by month. Selecting January shows activity concentrated almost entirely around St. John's. Oops, what? Oh yeah, because there is no summer visitors in January. So yes, so all the species mostly concentrated in the St. John's in the month of January, and in June it shows the observed spread across the entire island and into the Labrador. So if I select June, so yeah, so inter it shows like all the inter Newfoundland province and also like some in the Labrador. To summarize, Newfoundland Labrador's bird life follows a dramatic seasonal rhythm and 8.5 times surge from winter to summer, concentrate heavily around the Avalon, but reaching every corner by the of the province by June. The infographics capture this story at a glance for your visitors, and the dashboard gives the team the tools to explore further. Thank you for the opportunity to work on this project for the Geoscience Center, and I hope this visualization helps bring the story of Newfoundland's birds to life of for your visitors. Thank you.